Hi everybody, I hope you're all well. In the book of Proverbs 18:21, it tells us about life and death is in the power of the tongue. And there's so much in God's word that tells us about the power of words. And as I was doing Climbing into Eternity with Michelle, and we were talking about words and things that were spoken over her that led her on the road to destruction. And we just sometimes don't realize the power of words. And this morning, as I was thinking about it, I never thought about it like this before. And it was something that happened when I worked in the Coventry Racket Sports Centre in the UK. And I remember there was a comment made, and I can't remember it clearly, but I remember somebody was saying that whatever's behind that racket is out of shape. And I put a bit of weight on. I was always slim growing up. And I'd also, been quite into sports and everything. And I remember going on a holiday, 18 to 30 holiday, and we ate chips with mustard and tomato sauce every night. Well, when I went back into work, I had these little pouches in my cheeks, and I looked like a little hamster, and I picked up weight. And I went through a bit of time being a bit chubby, they say, and I didn't like it. And I just forgot about it. And this morning, as I thought, those were spoken over me. Then I got quite into going to gym, and really I was always about 50 kilos, now obviously a little bit more, with not exercising so much. But it was those words that were spoken impacted me then, that I hadn't even thought about it. But as we were talking about with Michelle, how she was sexually perverted, she had an attack, and those words that were spoken over her, it impacted her and led her on the road to destruction. And we realized the power of words. And what had happened this morning as well, my love language is words of affirmation. So I was sharing the other day about John Vivier. He's a great preacher, and his wife, she was overweight when they first met, but he affirmed her and spoke over her, and they've been married for 30 years. And when they got married, she was the same weight when she actually literally got married to what she is now. Her weight hasn't changed. But he always affirms her by speaking life. You're beautiful, you're there. And he always spoke good things over her. You can do this. And he always encouraged her. And I was thinking, my husband, I remember the one year for my birthday, he wrote in the card, he was taking so long in the toilet. I said, why are you taking so long in the toilet? And only afterwards I found out that if he left the card somewhere, I would have found it. And he wrote the most beautiful thing in the card. And I thought, wow. And it just encouraged me, the best wife and all the nice things that he said. That my love language is words of affirmation. But when we speak life over people, I got a couple of messages this week, and I don't want to share them because it's not to boast on me, but they were so beautiful and they brought life to me. It encouraged me from other people. I love to encourage people, but it brought life to me, and it encouraged me, to keep on keeping on and to do things that I'm doing. And I do it for the Lord. I want to do it for God. I want to help people. I want to encourage people. I want to speak life over them, even though there's so much darkness in this world, and there's so much deceit and deception. The power of words, it was just influence. And I just remember those power of words that were spoken to me, and how it influenced me to start, going to gym. And I don't like being overweight. And now I'm not so much about it, because now I'm affirmed in the Lord. But how powerful the words are, what we speak over people, speaking that you are fat. As Michelle was told, she was called Nellifant. She was spoken elephant, and she was so big she didn't even have clothes, the school clothes, to fit her. She had to go to another school to get an outfit to actually to fit her. And now when she started believing those words that were spoken from that guy, and it actually led her to become anorexic, and how those words can have power over our lives. And this is just an encouragement to all of us, and to me, to encourage our children, to speak life over our children, speak life over each other, to watch what we say, to speak life into every situation, because God tells us death and life is in the power of the tongue. And we realize that more than ever with these things, we can lift up or we can build down. And I'm just thinking in my life how it's encouraged me by when people speak things up and they affirm me. I mean, I remember Pastor Marianne was saying, one of her, I think it was the 30th wedding anniversary or something, and she said our husband got her this whole big bouquet of beautiful roses, but there was the card that was more precious to her, because he took time out to write those words. And that was like for Anthony, he took time to write out, I think I've still got the card today, took time out to write, leave me little notes and just saying these nice things, and it makes you feel good, it lifts you up. And if somebody is speaking over you, speaking horrible, it puts you down. So I was just thinking the power of words in our lives, over our children's life, and God tells us about that, and the power of God's word to change, transform. And we've got to speak things into being, speak good things in. And if you look at the love languages are words of affirmation, and they are gifts, they are a touch. You know, all the love languages that we speak. Some people like touching, some people like gifts, some people need to be encouraged with words, and some people acts of service. There's so many things in the love language, and how it can make a difference in each and every one of our relationships. Anyway, I just wanted to share that about the power of words, and it was just impacted on me this morning. That I never thought about it. That somebody said that I was out of shape, and it actually led me on to think, you know what, I want to get into shape. I want to be like that. But we don't realize the things that are spoken over us that impact us, and in many ways, some for good and some for bad. So let's just bring words of faith and of truth and that are edifying to all those around us today. I wanted to share that. Anyway, have a good afternoon. God bless.